map of our world is about to change.
Beneath the dynamic African landscape, a staggering rift is slowly tearing the continent apart, promising to reshape our world in ways unimaginable.
And I'm not talking about China breaching boundaries. I'm talking about the continent of Africa splitting into two.
The East African Rift, a colossal crack stretching over 2,175 miles, is a geological marvel that could eventually birth a new ocean, splitting Africa into two distinct landmasses.
But where to go is another question. The crack just keeps expanding inland.
What secrets lie within this rift, and how will it forever alter the fate of the continent and its people? Discover the hidden forces at play and the untold story of Africa's slow-motion, fictional landscapes of Ice Age are shaped by shifting ice and earth. The East African Rift represents a massive tear in the Earth's crust that is gradually splitting the African continent in two, revealing the dynamic forces at play beneath our feet. Stretching over 2,175 miles from the Red Sea down to Mozambique, the East African Rift is not merely a crack in the surface. It is a complex system of valleys, volcanoes, and seismic activity that offers a remarkable glimpse into the planet's geological processes. This rift is the result of tectonic forces at work, where the African tectonic plate is slowly dividing into two distinct plates, the Nubian plate to the west and the Somali plate to the east. Like a slow-motion rip in the fabric of the Earth, this process is occurring at a pace comparable, serves as a living laboratory for scientists, providing invaluable insights into the mechanics of plate tectonics and the processes that have shaped our planet over eons. But the rift is not only a geological curiosity, it holds the potential to create a new ocean and reshape global geography. The ongoing separation of the Nubian and Somali plates could eventually lead to the formation of a new landmass, allowing landlocked countries like Ethiopia and Uganda to develop coastlines and access trade routes that were previously unattainable. This prospect is not merely a theoretical discussion. It's a tantalizing glimpse into a future where the landscape of Africa, and indeed the world, could be dramatically altered. Moreover, the East African Rift is a treasure trove, yet as we marvel at the possibilities the rift presents, we must also reckon with the challenges it poses. The very forces that make the rift a sight of wonder can lead to volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, impacting the lives of millions who live in its vicinity. Balancing the opportunities for sustainable development, such as geothermal energy, with the need for safety and environmental stewardship is a delicate task for scientists and policymakers alike. So what's really inside this rift that's splitting Africa in two? It is a complex interplay of geological marvels, evolutionary history, and future potential waiting to be explored. The East African Rift is not just a crack in the ground. It is a powerful reminder of the dynamic processes from a fantasy novel. Yet today, continental drift is a well-established scientific fact, and its story begins with the ancient supercontinent Pangaea. Imagine a time when all the continents we know today were fused into one massive landmass, surrounded by a vast ocean called Panthalassa. This was Earth some 300 million years ago, a singular entity before the forces of nature began to tear it apart. The concept of continental drift was first proposed by Alfred Wegener in the early 20th century. His revolutionary hypothesis suggested that the continents were once joined together but have since drifted apart. This idea was initially met with skepticism, mainly because Wegener lacked a plausible mechanism to explain how such massive landmasses could move. Fossils in both Africa and South America suggested that these continents were once connected. This evidence laid the groundwork for further exploration into the forces behind continental drift. In the mid-20th century, the theory of plate tectonics emerged, providing the much-needed explanation for Wegener's observations. Scientists discovered that the Earth's lithosphere, its outer shell, is divided into several large, rigid plates that float on the semi-fluid asthenosphere beneath. These tectonic plates are in constant motion, driven by convection currents in the mantle caused by the planet's internal heat. The movement of these plates gives rise to various geological phenomena, including earthquakes, volcanic activity, and the creation of mountain ranges. It also explains the formation and is still being written today, as evidenced by the East African Rift, where the Somalian and Nubian plates are slowly pulling away from each other. This active rift zone provides a real-time glimpse into the processes that have shaped our world over geological time scales. As the rift continues to develop, it may eventually lead to the formation of a new ocean, echoing the ancient forces that once divided Pangaea. Geological activity in East Africa. The geological activity in East Africa is a captivating testament to the Earth's dynamic nature, where tectonic forces are actively reshaping the landscape in a dramatic and fascinating manner. This region is home to the East African Rift, a monumental geological structure that stretches over 2,000 mountain plates. These plates are slowly drifting apart, creating a rift that is both a window into the past and a glimpse of the future. This separation is not happening overnight. It's a slow-motion process, occurring at the rate of about 1/4 of an inch per year, similar to the rate at which your fingernails grow. Yet despite its gradual pace, the rift's impact on the region is profound and far-reaching. One of the most striking features of the East African Rift is its volcanic activity. The region is dotted with volcanoes, some of which are still active today. Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest peak, and Mount Nyiragongo, known for its persistent lava lake, are just two examples of the volcanic wonders that define this landscape. These volcanoes are not just scenic and sometimes hazardous environment. These seismic events are a constant reminder of the powerful forces at work beneath the Earth's surface. For the communities living in the Rift region, this geological activity presents both challenges and opportunities. While earthquakes can pose risks, the geothermal energy potential of the Rift is immense. Efforts are underway to harness this energy, which could provide a sustainable power source for millions of people. The Rift's geological activity has also created unique landscapes, such as the stunning Rift Valley lakes. These bodies of water, including Lake Tanganyika and Lake Malawi, are not only picturesque, but also rich in biodiversity. They provide critical habitats for a wide variety of species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth in the world. Stretching over 2,175 miles from the Red Sea to Mozambique, this colossal rift is not merely a crack in the Earth. It is a dynamic boundary between tectonic plates that holds the promise of profound changes for both the land and its inhabitants. What might the future hold for this epic region, and how could its evolution shape the lives of millions? One of the most striking potential outcomes of the East African Rift is the creation of a new ocean. As the Nubian and Somali plates continue to drift apart at a rate comparable to the growth of human fingernails, scientists predict that over millions of years, this rift could eventually lead to the formation of a new ocean basin. Imagine a future where the African continent is split into two distinct land masses, with a vast body of water separating them.